Let's go. Welcome everyone to episode 1 of the VPeas Podcast. My name is Seuh and we have two wonderful hosts alongside with myself, I guess. I'm going to let them introduce each other. So let's start with...
What's up, everybody? My name is Remi, and I am...
Wait, what?
I love it. I was waiting for someone to jump in, but I love that Remi jumped in. I'm just saying.
That wasn't me. I'm Remi.
Oh, wait. Oh.
That was me introducing myself as Remi. That's what just happened there. All right.
We haven't really done full introductions in this whole entire thing, and I think it'd be really wonderful for us to know, or for all of you all to know, who we are as an individual.
Episode 0 was very scuffed, but now we got to get serious. It's episode 1. We got to actually introduce ourselves. All right.
So, seeing as Minti was trying to be Remi in the first place, why don't we introduce Minti as the first person here of this host of this VPeas podcast. Minti, tell me a little about yourself.
Hello, my name is Minti. I am a catboy from another planet. I would say the name of the planet, but if you watch my debut stream, you know it's impossible for a human mouth to pronounce.
Wait, what planet is that?
I just said it's impossible to... How can I describe it to you if I can't say it?
I want you to attempt to say it.
All right, you ready? You want to hear my best attempt at saying the name of my planet?
Yeah.
Skip it about...
Wait, what?
You have to watch my debut stream to get the reference, but yeah, that's the name of my planet.
I'll go back and watch it.
Anyways, I have been a VTuber for, almost a year now, which is pretty crazy. And mostly I just play games with other VTubers. That's basically what I do. And now I'm on a podcast. All right, Remi, would you like to go?
Hey, yeah, my name is Remi, and essentially my lore is basically this. In an advanced modern world where the technological growth of AI accelerates, behold a new virtual human who is just your average filthy casual gamer that streams online. That is my lore. I am from a different timeline, so there's also that. And so usually whenever I reference in real stuff, I'm always referencing my other timeline, which is my home.
Wait.
There's that.
Your lore is that you're a filthy casual? Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, I am. I am a filthy casual.
Did somebody call you that in a Black Ops 2 lobby and you just took it to heart and went off with it?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm a cat boy because I have cat ears and I'm a boy. There you go. That's how deep my lore goes. It's crazy.
I call myself a filthy casual because I don't want people like watching me with the expectation that I'm like a professional at playing games.
It's because you stream casually and you never shower. You're literally a filthy casual.
Wait, hold on now. I shower every day. I don't know what you're talking about. I shower every day. I use Old Spice antiperspirant, not deodorant.
Terry Crews, is that you? Power.
Wait, hang on. Say it. Since you're in Europe, do they have Old Spice antiperspirant over there?
We don't, but we definitely do have Axe, but we call it Lynx over here.
They have New Spice.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got new spice. We got that new stuff. Yeah.
They bathe in cinnamon.
Axe is not the brand people want over here.
Oh, for real? Axe is the kind of stuff you get on Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting. Really?
I got given Axe on somebody else's birthday.
See, I would be offended if someone did that to me.
I was so confused. I got invited to this birthday party as a kid, and I went there, and they put something in my lap, and I'm like, it's not my, what, huh? And I opened the present, and it was just a bunch of deodorant, and I'm pretty sure it was like the kid's dad's, and he just didn't want it, so he gave it to me, because I was the only other guy at the party, so yeah.
No, really?
Yeah, so I got free deodorant
Oh my gosh.
on someone else's birthday.
See, there's two things with that problem right there. One, they gave you deodorant for Christmas. That's just weird.
No, it was somebody else's birthday. It wasn't even Christmas.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, one, so they gave you deodorant for your birthday. So I'm like,
Sure.
Do they smell? And two, they gave you a cheap brand of deodorant. So it's like, okay, thanks. It's a birthday gift.
I've seen all the commercials. I've seen all the adverts, right? In the adverts, they say that if you use Axe, like a whole bunch of, women will follow you. So I don't know.
Axe is just pure pheromones.
They do that as a VTuber. I'm kidding.
Yeah, Remi doesn't need to have that problem. His viewers are all female.
For the most part.
That's true.
What's that thing they call Connor, like the 91% or something? Because 91% of his viewers were female. Something like that.
You say Connor, you mean Sea Dog?
Yeah.
Connor? Or, okay.
Sea Dog
Just want to
Connor.
clarify. Yeah.
That was back when he did like voice impressions.
Remi's
though.
probably like 97% of his viewers are female.
No, he's like 100%. There's not a single male viewer that watches Remi.
I sent a picture of Remi's avatar to my eyes, and she was like, yo, this guy has an amazing avatar. And I was like, are you simping? And she's like, I'm simping.
Hey, yeah.
Everyone simps for Remi. It's the universal truth. You know how they have those magazines where they do the competitions for like the world's hottest man? If there was a VTuber version of that, it wouldn't be a competition. Remi would just win every single year. That's it. Especially since by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be out by now. So if y'all have heard Remi's cover, you know what I mean.
You know.
You know what I mean. Remi's nuts. Anyway.
Hey.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. So what are we talking about, guys? What are we chatting about?
Well, I haven't done my introduction. Can you let me do my introduction?
Oh, I'm so
What
You
sorry.
is
said you were
this?
British. What else do they need to know?
Wait, no. I need a full. Listen, I need to do my whole spiel. Listen, we're British. We have a whole like systematic thing that we need to go through. There's
That's true.
there's
That's true.
Step 1
they
and
do
2
very
and 3.
proper introductions over there.
Exactly. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where in the world you're tuning in from. My name is Seuh, and I'm British. There we go. Let's go. All right. So,
You just had to add the intro to it. That's it.
that's it. Listen, it's specific, but people need to know because there's always one, at least one British guy in a good podcast. Trash Taste TV. There's at least 2, but I'm just saying there's at least one British guy in a good podcast. So that's what I'm playing. That's the role I'm playing right now. We've got talented people. We got Minty. We got Remi. We have Seuh, who's British.
Wait.
You just call yourself talented?
We have talented people. We have Minty. That's what you just said. Excuse me. I'm not saying I don't deserve it after how I flamed you on Tomodachis, but damn. Ouch, my soul.
Oh man.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
Minty, tell him about the what was his name? Domo
Yeah.
something?
What, I don't know who Domo is, but I'm gonna just say it was Seuh. Listen, that hurt me hard. I was in that stream. Minty was on Domodachi's interview, right? Minty sits there and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna plug VPeas. I've got all of this down. Don't you worry, boys, I got you. And then he's like, yeah, listen, Domo's like, oh, so who else have you got on this great podcast of yours? And Minty's like, yeah, we got Remi. He's got great opinions, but all of them are wrong. Like full on description,
Ouch.
okay, is what I'm saying. At least you got a description. I'm just saying. Do you know what Minty said about me? He said, oh yeah, we got Seuh VT. He's British. And then hold on. Barring the fact that he just said one sentence, not even, it was like half a sentence. The fact that I'm just British, okay. Yeah. he then turned around and was like, oh yeah, do you know what? Funny thing, Seuh said he doesn't know who you are. I'm in the chat, like, yeah. Domo's like, oh, Seuh VT, it sounds familiar. I think he was on like 2 weeks ago. Really recently. And I'm like, in the chat, like, yeah. I was on. Like, Minty's like, nah, he doesn't know who you are. Domo's like, oh, Pain Pecco. I don't know. Why would he say that after he's been on? I'm like, you, Minty, I'm gonna beat you up because I was on there speaking in the chat. I've got people that I know, VTubers in the chat that I know. One of them's like, oh yeah, oh Seuh, I didn't know you was on Domodachi. I was like, yes,
my God.
it's on my freaking YouTube. Go see that.
Ooh.
And Minty's like, oh yeah. Seuh doesn't know who you are, by the way.
It's just so you guys know, it's me who doesn't know who he is.
You gotta slow down, Seuh. You're gonna injure me. I was laughing so hard that entire time. Oh my god. Yeah. So, for the record, I didn't just say you were British. I did that in the edit that I made because it was kind of funny. But I said you were British and that you were a pro gamer and that you work in the games industry.
He did say that. He did
There were a
say
lot
that.
of
that,
things
but it's
I said
also
about
BS.
you.
If you guys
Are you
seen this
denying
man's
that you're a pro
PC,
gamer?
you would understand he's a pro gamer.
Yeah. And also, also, I will not deny that I said Remi messaged the server on Discord when I talked about Domodachi, saying he didn't know who Domo was because he just became a VTuber. He doesn't know who anyone is.
Yeah, of course.
But I kind of forgot that it was Remi that said that. I thought it was Seuh, but Seuh was on the show before me.
Literally, do you know what I did on the show before you? I gave Domo advice about public speaking. That's how bad it was. That I was like, did you just say that? After I gave this guy motherfucking advice.
I'm great at public speaking, as you can tell by my performance on Domodachis. I don't need advice from Seuh. I'm the greatest public speaker there is. I will roast my friends indiscriminately. You know what it reminded me of?
What did it remind you of?
Have you guys seen Zootopia?
Yes. Oh my god,
You know?
I love that movie.
You know the part
God.
where Judy's like trying to give the speech and she accidentally roasts her own partner?
I actually don't remember that.
That's what it felt like. She had to give like an interview for the news, and she accidentally said a bunch of bad things about carnivores. And the carnivore that she was working with is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it felt like.
I love that movie.
Seeing Seiya's messages after the Domodachi show.
That movie is so good. I relate so much to Judy Hopps.
Because you're a furry?
No.
Anyway, speaking of furries, let's talk about the BBC. So,
But I just want to clarify
that segue
first.
though. That segue. Listen,
I just
okay.
want to clarify. We're talking about the news
listen.
site.
We're not going to talk about furries, but VTubers are a thing. So let's talk about the BBC because VTubers
our furries.
smack bang in the middle of that segment. There was a brand
BBC
new news segment
News.
on the BBC. Yeah, BBC
No.
morning show, which isn't that popular to be honest, because I'm British and I know. But the fact that VTubers are on a BBC news segment is a huge.
It's a huge thing.
Huge
but
thing.
First of all,
that's a big step forward.
First of all, the segue that I made there will make more sense later, because I have an analogy I'm gonna make.
Ooh.
But yeah, Seiya, do you want to talk about what happened on the BBC? Or do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, so on the BBC, there was a huge segment about how VTubers are one of the biggest things that are up and coming. And we had Vey and some of... Who else was on there? I forgot.
It was two V
Vebe and Fruit.
And then
Vebe and Fruit.
CEO
Well, Fruit was on there in
VSojo.
terms of like some of her art stuff, but Vey was doing the actual interview.
Yeah.
And she was talking about like how VTubing was really, really good in terms of her mental health, and she got to be who she is, and be really passionate about the things that she does and who she is mentally, and be able to accept who she is. Mm-hmm. What was really jarring for me and for many, many people is the interviewer at the end was like, "That's freaky." Yeah. Anyway, but and so to end an interview like that. Okay, let me put this in perspective. Okay, so there's two ways you can take that's freaky thing into perspective. Okay, so you can go down the route of, hey, that's freaky. It freaks me out because at some point someone's going to take over my job and it's going to be a VTuber, or that's freaky in a negative aspect, and it's like, why would people even do this thing? And so it depends on how. Okay, first and foremost, it depends on which direction you want to take that. Okay, but the way that I took it was negatively, but also it was negatively in the fact that I, for one, understand the perspective of the interviewer or the newscaster, I should say, because it's probably likely, and this is a really big assumption, but it's likely they know nothing about VTubing in the first place.
Or anime in general.
And so they're ignorant, right? They're ignorant.
Definitely.
So for them to say something like that will be in jest.
And the BBC is well known for not properly researching anything before they report on it, as was proven by the you're going to be watched by a transformer when you do the Olympics, and it was a Gundam.
Right.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
To be fair, they did correct themselves later in a later tweet.
Yeah, after they got publicly flamed by like a million people.
Yeah. So they had to be told that they were wrong before they were.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. In a sense. But
apologize later. Make the bad decision first. Apologize later.
I actually didn't take it in a negative manner. I don't know if it's just from like where I was raised and or where I lived, but elite, which is funny because these are two different countries, but where I grew up in the Midwest, in the States, and then I also lived in Australia for a while. And so to say something like that's freaky was kind of like another way of saying, oh, far out, like, or whoa, you know what I mean?
You know, I think
And
I have heard that
so-
from my Australian friends, actually.
Yeah, and so like whenever someone says like, oh, that's freaky, it's like, whoa, like that's far out. That's like, that's pretty cool in a way. So like, but
Yeah.
also like, I don't think I don't know. It was really hard to tell, in my opinion. I don't like to make assumptions on what she meant, because it was like a split second.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
It was really hard to like read her facial expression as well to make an assumption on if she meant it in a negative way or in a positive way, because she could have said freaky in the way of like, that's strange or that's weird. And if it's that way, then I got a problem with that. But
Yeah.
but
I mean,
then like, I don't know. I took it like as in like, oh, far out. That's crazy.
I mean, I tend to jump to conclusions pretty quickly, but I mean, even if you're looking at it from the perspective of like, from Remi's perspective, even if she was saying, oh, that's freaky, like, oh, that's really cool. The timing in which she said it was terrible. Like,
Oh, it was awful.
like
Yeah.
Veve had just been like,
yeah.
VTubing helped me come out of my shell. Like, I was really anxious. I couldn't socialize. And she's probably super anxious to be doing this interview. And then the first thing that happens as soon as the interviewer hangs up on her is she's like, oh, that's freaky. Anyway, moving on. Like, no matter
Yeah.
what the context
Next
was,
up,
that's
business.
terrible. Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
to be honest, it's likely that, and I see this throughout a lot of influencers who are really brand new to influencing anyway, is that there's a reason that people go through something called PR training, okay? And
Yeah.
this comes from my video games industry background. But
Yeah.
like, there's a reason
Hi, I'm
that people
Seuh.
go
I work
through
in the
that.
video games industry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
But like, fuck you guys. There's a reason that people go through that PR training is so that they can be prepared for questions like this, right? And understand and be able to take in these questions and be able to recite the right answers to it. And
Yeah.
I think it is a lack of experience from their side. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying that VShojo need to go through all of this sort of stuff and they need to go through all this PR training, because ultimately they're influencers and what the greatest thing about VShojo is they do what they love. And
Exactly.
passion is the most important thing, especially with content creation, because
And at the end of the day,
ultimately-
despite what the one little ending phrase was by the interviewer, the interview itself was largely, I think, very positive, and it's a huge step
100%.
forward for the
100.
indie VTuber
Yeah.
community as a
I
whole,
agree with that.
or the
I will
VTuber
say,
community.
I was not expecting Shoujo to be the ones or the agency to
doesn't-
move forward with that.
It doesn't
but-
surprise me because they're probably
doesn't
the
surprise me
biggest,
either, yeah.
aside from HoloLive, they're the biggest, and
EN.
in the EN scene, yeah, exactly. And HoloLive most likely would not
Yeah.
agree to any interviews on the BBC. I'm sure they've been approached
It's a good
for
point.
it.
True.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't watch the news. I also don't like watching the news
Yeah.
because they're trying to make money, and
Yeah.
so you have to
Yeah.
do that by either doing entertainment or stirring up controversy.
Yeah,
because
and there's
that's
no
what
such thing as
brings in
unbiased
people.
news unless it's really boring.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you know,
Yeah, 100%.
TV broadcast
I-
news is not going to want to be boring.
Honestly, to have an interview from VShojo is big. I think this is the first time that a VTuber has actually genuinely been interviewed live, or not necessarily live, but like at least on a BBC broadcast.
Yeah,
Whereas
on, like,
I
a
have
big-
seen articles. Yeah, I have seen
Yeah.
articles from the BBC about VTubers, but it's been about like Kizuna Ai and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
VTubing
yeah.
is going to be, and that was like in 2018. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're looking at like what 3 years later, and we've actually got VTubers on there doing actual genuine like
That
segments on
aren't
BBC.
Kizuna
It's
Ai.
Yeah.
huge. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That aren't Kizuna Ai, and like from a VTuber perspective, we all know who Kizuna Ai is.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's in a league of her own. ultimately.
Definitely. Also, I don't even know
But
if she
it's-
exists anymore. Well, she does exist, but
yeah.
like, she's been
It's
overshadowed by a
huge.
lot now. She's a boomer.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's huge to have like an EN VTuber who can actually say their piece from a genuine perspective and with no restrictions, because we like VShojo is from, and this is from an audience point of view.
Yeah.
From an audience point of view, VShojo are generally unrestricted compared to
Oh,
some
very.
of the other agencies.
Oh,
Very.
definitely. And also, well, I guess this isn't really, I don't know. I found it kind of surprising that they chose to interview Vebe, because aside from like maybe Hime Hajime, she's like the most lewd out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like they had Fruit on to show like some of her artwork and stuff, but like I feel like Fruit should have been like the full interview one if they had to choose someone, which I mean Veve did absolutely great and I feel like it's good, but if there's like some grandma who wants to know what VTubers are and looks up Veve, she's gonna be in for quite a surprise if she watches any clips.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fruit's a lot more wholesome, but VShojo as a whole is just kind of like that. So I mean, I'm sure the BBC
Yeah, they're
do
very
that
lewd
as well.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, but I mean that's
again,
kind of true
I
for
don't
most
like the news.
popular EN VTubers anyway. So
Yeah, 100%. And it could be down to like personal experiences or whatever the case may be, confidence. There's too many factors to be involved in terms of who VShojo could have put up for that interview. But I think it was done well enough in the sense that, you know, you get a good grasp of how everything is. It was just a shame on the person, the interviewee or the interviewer, sorry, should I say, that she ended it in the way that she did. Because it was a really, really good segment. But as human beings, we're very cautious about change in general. So whenever anything changes, we are very defensive about the way that things changes, whether it be technology or whatever the case may be. So I get from that interviewee perspective, 100%, but probably that interviewer should have probably been briefed a little bit better. At least.
Yeah.
I feel like that's becoming the case more and more often with news stations, not just the BBC, but just news in general, reporting on things the kids are doing these days.
That's because it's what brings in money.
Yeah, and it's what I was going to make as my analogy too, is everybody has their own opinions about this, but it's the exact same way that the news talks about furries whenever they come up. It's very much like it's clear the person that's talking about it is very disturbed by what they're seeing, either from whatever they've heard online or just by being creeped out by the costumes or whatever. It's a very similar thing.
And typically everything that they show is kind of like out of context too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I always think about
that's what makes the news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and this is very important.
I always think about, this was a long time ago, or not a long time, it was in like 2014, but I mean, that's a while ago in news terms. But there was like some incident that happened at like a furry gathering where they were like attacked by chlorine gas. And the news reporter was just laughing the entire time because of all the people dressed in animal costumes. And it's like, I get it, but these are actual human beings that just died because of a chemical attack. Like,
Yeah.
It's just insane to think about stuff like that, because ultimately, like, okay, I get it, you have your own opinions about whatever the case may be, but if you think about it from a really sort of neutral view, which is what you're supposed to be thinking about, somebody who is supposed to be delivering these news.
Exactly.
Yes. And here's the thing, like, if anyone listening to this, if you're a content creator or an influencer or just anyone really, it doesn't really matter who you are. I think everyone should kind of follow this. It used to be where anybody was like one mistake away from being canceled. Nowadays, you're just one accusation away from being canceled. You don't even have to make a mistake.
Hundreds.
So, as an influencer or a content creator, you always need to be, at least for me personally, and as a VTuber and in my real life social media and I guess environment, I'm always cautious and aware of my environment, what I post, what I tweet.
You have to be very careful about what you say
on stream. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And like the other day, I was so I work as I do voiceovers for YouTube channels and stuff, and I was recording a voiceover yesterday, and in the script there was one line that was like, it was totally fine in the context of the script, but if it was cut out of context, it would have sounded like very bad. And so I like messaged the client. I'm like, can we change this just so this doesn't get cut out of context and used later? Like, it's realistically not something that is ever going to happen, really, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Like, if someone had cut that out of context, it would have instantly gotten me canceled. So yeah,
100%. And I think this is where I'm going to take the VTuber community as a whole, right?
Okay.
Where as a VTuber community, everyone is just kind of trying to do the same thing, right? They're just trying to grow, they're trying to learn, they're trying to be influencers.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in fact, I don't necessarily have to put the VTuber community in this bucket, but it's everyone as a whole that wants to be part of that growth and that influencer bucket. Okay, is that nobody's really prepared for it, and there is and as much as people say like you can just jump into it, you technically you can't. There is a lot of background work that you need to put into it in terms of like understanding the audience, understanding what you can be as an influencer and the influence that you put on other people, and just understanding where you can stop, where you have to stop.
Yeah,
and you have to put your foot down and say, listen, this is not where I want to go down. This is not the right thing to do.
For sure. We all need a bit of PR training, I think.
Exactly.
Where's the PR training VTuber? We need a VTuber to brief the other VTubers. You must pass the gauntlet before you're allowed in.
And this is not to cut all the other people that are really successful VTubers that are, I guess, they know what they do, right? They understand it. They've been through it, but it is a trial and error thing. And
I think there's a strange phenomenon too, where once you pass a certain point, you become almost uncancelable for normal things.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of YouTubers who make like content that's specifically very edgy and they make very like dark humor jokes or whatever. That
they
like
want to be clipped.
Exactly. And that's the point of their channel, and they're like somehow immune to being canceled. If one of them turns out to be like a pedo or something, they're going to be canceled still. But like, in terms of the actual jokes they make and stuff, they're immune. So that's like a superpower they have or something. I don't know what's going on there, but probably audience based.
Yeah.
Do you
know what I think it is? I think it's just because the VTuber community is still generally small.
Yeah.
If it was as big as it was like some of the other stuff, like, I don't know, music, for example, then maybe people would, or entertainment in general, maybe people would start to cancel them. But I think because it's still quite small, those VTubers that do, I guess, cross over that line will still be okay and still be able to recover after some of the things that they do.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially ones that have like a pretty small following, if they get canceled, they'll just rebrand into a new VTuber and start again. They'll be fine.
Right.
Which is a shame that that's able to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and you probably wouldn't even know it was them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the weird part.
That is, I mean, it's kind of the nature of being a VTuber, though. It's one of the benefits
Yeah.
of it in a way. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing to do. If you get canceled, you should own up to it. But it's one of the benefits of being able to turn into something else and live another life almost as an ideal version of yourself.
True.
So with that in mind, VTubers now on national television, where do you think it's going to go in the future?
Honestly,
on the national television again. Honestly, I think the logical next step after getting interviewed on the BBC is to be interviewed on the VPeas podcast. I think that's kind of the natural progression of things.
Yes, I agree.
Let's go. Everyone send
Someone hit up
applications right now.
VShoujo.
DM.
Hit up Niji
Anyone-
Sanji. Let's get him on
Anyone
here.
in VShoujo that wants to be interviewed, Niji Sanji, HoloLive managers, feel free to contact any of us about this. We
You
know
can be
what
as raunchy
Gundams
as you
are.
want.
Absolutely. We have the anime knowledge or big brain. Absolutely.
That's it.
That's
We're
it.
VTubers as well, so it fits all the things that you
Also
need.
that.
Number one,
a lot of times, especially ones that have like a pretty small
number two,
following, if they get
podcast,
canceled,
number
they'll just
three.
rebrand into a new VTuber
We're on
and start
YouTube.
again.
There you
We're
go.
fine. Which
Yeah,
is
for
a
real.
shame that that's
Probably-
able to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and you
it's
probably
kind of
wouldn't
the
even
nature
know it
of
was them,
Yeah, exactly.
which is the weird part.
That is,
That's
I mean,
mine.
it's
Oh,
kind of the
really?
nature of being a
Sorry, go
VTuber,
on.
though. It's one of the
Yeah,
benefits
yeah,
of it
it
in a way. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing to do. If you get canceled, you should own up
No,
to it.
interesting.
To deal with the whole thing. All I'm saying is, we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to know who
We're
the
virtual,
person that we're
baby.
interviewing is. We're
Yeah.
all VTubers.
Yeah,
we
sure.
understand confidentiality. Yeah,
Just add us on the Discord. We got you.
absolutely.
Got you. I think this is a really good segue in terms of what we think about the current state of our VTuber community versus how it's changed from where we began.
Okay.
Because, like, if I'm gonna be honest, I spent maybe 7 to 8 months just researching the VTuber community before I even joined the VTuber community. So I
Man,
tried to
see,
understand
back
what
in
it
my
is about
day-
everything.
As a
Back in my
VTuber.
day, like a week ago.
Back in my day, yeah.
No, that was a joke. Go. I'm sorry, Seuh. Go on. Go on.
No, so
Oh my god, my phone keeps falling down.
No. Before I joined the whole VTuber thing, I spent maybe 6 to 7 months just understanding the VTuber community, understanding what worked and what didn't, and seeing what it was. And this, okay, I'm gonna get definitely mentioned for this, but there was 3 things that I discovered from just researching the VTuber community at that time. Is number 1, you got to be lewd.
Okay.
Number 2, you got to make content. Okay.
I agree with
And-
that.
Yeah.
and
You have to make content.
That is generally
Yeah,
how it works.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are. I'm just saying, there are a lot of VTubers that don't make content.
That's
in their
true.
run up to their debuting.
I mean,
Who?
you don't
Shout
really,
them out.
you don't
I'm not
really
shouting them
need to
out.
call me out that hard,
you
but I do understand.
And number 3, you have to have everything in place before you start, right? So
I agree with that,
those were
yeah.
the 3 things. Have everything in place before you start.
Yep.
Make your content, and
Yeah.
you got to be lewd.
For sure.
When I initially joined, I was like, shit, I don't want to be that lewd VTuber. Like, my initial brand was gonna be I'm hella toxic, but also like
You're a
I just
pro
want to do the
gamer.
shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to shoot people in the head and be like, ha, you're shit. You know?
Yeah, IRL.
But, yeah. Well.
He said, yeah.
Listen, nobody clicked that. But
You
what
heard
I'm
it
saying
here
is,
first,
like,
everyone.
this is what I
PR,
saw, and I was
uh-oh.
like, yeah, and so I thought, all right, listen, I don't want to be lewd, and so that's a whole audience that I'm going to cut out.
Yeah.
But, you know, going through and being a VTuber, and I was a VTuber since December now, so I don't know how many months it's been. It's probably been like half a
8.
year now. Yeah, there you go.
Remi, quick maths.
And yeah, quick maths. Listen, I got a C in maths, so I'm just gonna clap to you, okay?
It's all right. I'm a virtual human. I can do math on the fly.
This is how it be
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's
Listen,
got the calculator brain.
I got to be in law.
I'm a
If you
cat.
want-
I have
you wanna
one
talk
brain
about,
cell.
like, law stuff. I got you. But what I'm saying is, like, the current community now is still technically lewd. I would say it's split. Okay, the community is split between 3 different types.
Okay.
If you want to be a successful VTuber, and this is controversial, and you know what? I don't give a fuck.
I mean, that's the
This
point,
is
right? Isn't it?
controversial. Yeah,
go
this is
for
Welcome to the controversial podcast.
Yeah.
How long
Let's
can we go before we
freaking
all
go,
get
yo.
canceled?
You can say almost
Number
anything
1.
on this podcast.
There are 3
I
things.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
That's a bit
We'll
dangerous.
cut all the things. We'll cut all the
I
things
said
that aren't.
almost
Yeah.
everything.
almost
We're gonna cut all of that
everything
stuff
except for
out.
all the things you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll say
listen. We'll cut everything out that is wrong. But also, there are 3 things. Okay. First one, you got to be lewd.
All right.
You got to be comfy.
All right.
Yeah. You got to be energetic, and those are the 3 things to be a
I agree with
successful
that.
VTuber.
I agree with the energetic part.
And
Yeah.
you can
so that
combine
you can
those
go through
in
any one of those.
order.
You can literally plant a seed and go into any 3 of those branches, and you'll be successful.
No pun intended.
I don't,
Anyway,
I don't know if you have to be lewd though. Do you have to be lewd?
I'm just saying, if you pick one of those 3 directions,
Yeah.
if you were at a crossroad,
okay.
and you was like in a Mario Kart car, and you was like, you know what? There's 3 shortcuts I can take.
Yeah.
Which one do I want to take? It's those 3 that will get you in the successful point.
roll a
Yeah.
die, pick one,
I
or
would
roll
agree with
2
that.
die and pick a combination. There's some comfy, horny VTubers. They're pretty rare, but they exist. There's comfy, energetic. I feel like Ina's the only one that qualifies as comfy and energetic. That's a pretty rare
Yeah.
combination, but yeah,
True.
Wait, you
any-
think she's? I don't think she's that energetic.
energetic in
pretty
terms
chill.
of she's great at streaming. Not
yeah.
energetic as in like super active and stuff. She's a very comfy
Yeah.
vibe, but also she's always talking and doing stuff.
That's true.
She's a good
I agree
streamer.
with that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, she just released her own original song.
Yeah, we
She
want to
is,
talk
yeah.
about her song.
Yeah, yeah.
Her song is very good. Holy shit, Ina
It
is
sounds like
hidden gem.
it sounds like an opening to a drama anime,
Everybody, welcome to the VP's news segment.
which is good.
This
I
is-
like it.
where
this
we
week-
don't have anything planned.
We do now. We just thought of one right now as we were recording. This was not written down. This was not pre-planned. I mean, most of the stuff we talked about is, but not this.
Yeah, yeah. No, this was not planned at all.
my Ina-ness.
Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed it. I think they did a good job. She did a good job singing on this video because like if you if you listen to episode 0, I kind of mentioned how Ina was kind of like she seems like she's the only one out of the 5 of that generation that seems to be put on the back burner the most.
Yeah,
And so-
definitely. And she's a great
Yeah,
singer.
and so if you listen to the country road, God damn it,
The Crunchy Roads.
God dang it,
That's like an
Country
off-brand
Road.
cereal name.
Crunchy Roads.
Crunchy Roads.
It's like Rocky Road cereal. No, if you listen to the Country Roads song, she didn't sing that much on it, and so I feel like this song really did her justice.
Definitely. I think a lot of people have forgotten about this. And Remi, you probably
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew about this or not, but when Ina like first debuted, she sang Unravel. And it was a really solid cover
Yeah,
of that song.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, and that's how I knew she was a really good singer, was from that. But yeah, this new single that you put out is really good too.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel
Seuh,
like
what do you think?
Seuh's dead.
Hello?
Seuh has perished.
Seuh's left the chat.
Seuh's
I've
gone.
not left anything. Listen, understand that. I think Ina is okay. So Ina was like I grew on Ina. Wait,
Did you?
Ina
Me
grew
too.
on me. Wait.
Seuh's
basically-
infestation upon Ina.
yeah. So Ina, I didn't think much of Ina when she started, okay? Because she was a comfy streamer, and generally I don't. This is really bad for every comfy streamer that's out there, but I generally don't like comfy streamers,
How
okay?
dare
That's
you be
okay.
cozy and comfy? You're not
Yeah,
relatable
yeah, I
at
don't-
all. I'm chaotic.
I know, right? I don't tune into streams going, you know what? I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna sleep to you at night. Okay. I tune into streams because I want to see some action. But this is me
Yeah.
specifically. Like,
Yeah.
this is the reason I watch people like Botan and Subaru. Okay, it's because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in every single one of their streams. So when I watch Ina and I'm like, oh, you know what? She is hella comfy and she's very slow paced, and I understand where she's coming from. But like Ina genuinely grew on me. She has that humor that is a little bit of me. So she has those dad jokes. She has those and it's very slow paced, but it's like a build up. It's like if you were to watch a K-drama, right? No, actually, let me rephrase this.
Okay.
If you was to watch like Dragon Ball Z, right?
Okay.
I want to say Dragon Ball Z in general because most people have watched it. Okay.
Alright.
It takes like 30 episodes for Goku. The world is ending. The planet's gonna die in 3 minutes. But it's gonna take me 30 episodes to turn Super Saiyan.
It takes 30 episodes for Goku to throw a single punch.
This is right. This is what I'm saying, and so Ina is like that. It's like you're invested and you want to see what the hell she's gonna do, and you sit there, and then all of a sudden she turns things up, and she has her moments. And so what I love about Ina is that I will watch her clips, but I won't watch her streams, okay? Because people will clip the good stuff, and I genuinely think if I wanted to just relax and be like, hey, I want to sit down and I want to relax and I don't know what I want to do right now. I don't have time to watch something on Netflix. I don't have the attention span to watch whatever the case may be. I'll just go ahead and go like, you know what? Instead of typing in YouTube whale songs for 24 hours.
Is that a normal thing that you listen to?
Whale songs?
No.
Whale songs?
This is an example, okay? I'm going
Alright,
to put
okay.
into YouTube, all right, Ina streams. And I'll just listen to her because she is comfy, and this is from someone who doesn't like comfy streams. Is that she is really nice to listen to, and also she's hella talented, and she does have funny moments. I'm not saying they happen all the time.
She funny
They
though.
don't happen all the time, but she is funny, yeah. But that's the same as some of the other people that I know. Not calling anyone out.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally, because I'm pretty busy, and usually if I'm gonna watch something for entertainment, it's gonna be like a YouTube video that's like edited and compressed, I guess, because I have a pretty short attention span. So I usually tend to put my friend streams or comfier streams on in the background while I'm working or doing something, because it's pretty unintrusive, or unobtrusive, I guess. But I don't really have to like pay attention to it. But if I want to, I can tune in and see what's going on. If something funny happens, I can hear it in the background. But it's just kind of like it's like putting on like lo-fi music or something, just something chill in the background.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I do that with streams all the time. If I'm eating a meal or something, I'll watch a stream, or like nowadays, like if I'm making TikTok videos, I'll just put a stream on in the background.
All right,
And,
fair
like,
enough.
So I just like
Do you make TikTok videos for that long?
I do. You have no
I mean,
idea.
I've
Actually.
seen some of the
man.
TikTok videos that Remi makes, man. I feel like he puts like full 24-hour freaking.
I gotta follow Remi
30,
on TikTok.
30 days.
Man.
Yeah.
He makes like it takes him like 30 days to figure out the right TikTok, and he's
God.
got like a 4-month freaking tracker of like all of his videos set up, scheduled.
it
I've
takes
seen
me
his
about.
videos.
Jeez.
I mean, honestly, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to actually like film it correctly, and then another like 45 minutes to actually edit it.
I made
and
a TikTok this morning about the BBC thing, and it took me like 10 minutes at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
but
I
listen,
always,
when you see Remi's,
Oh no, I'm sure he puts in way more effort than I put in.
yeah, and it's working out. The past couple of days have been insane for me on TikTok. Like yesterday, I had the highest viewed video I've ever had, and then my recent video today beat that one. And so
Heck
the
yeah.
algorithm has been super, I guess, in my favor
Congratulations.
the past couple of days. So it's,
Yeah.
but
Proud of
it's
you.
And it's gonna be
fun,
even better
honestly.
with
And
this
I'll-
podcast.
honestly,
I can't believe
I'll
I'm on a
talk about,
podcast with the most popular VTuber on TikTok. This is nuts. I mean, actually, yeah, I feel like that's actually a pretty good chance to bring up what we feel about. I guess we should talk about like. So when I first started being a VTuber, I felt like, or I'll say when I first commissioned an artist to draw Minty, there weren't very many independent VTubers yet. Because I mean, I've been a fan of Hololive since Gen 0, I guess technically, if you count that.
and when was this?
Oh God, this was like 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, something like that. It's
Okay.
sooner than people think. It's more recently than people think, but it feels like forever ago because there's been so
Yeah,
much
I
that's
mean-
happened since then.
VTubing
Yeah,
hasn't really like been popular. I mean,
Yeah, I
until,
mean
like,
the
the
gap
past year.
between when Kizuna Ai was popular and like when Nijisanji first came out, and then Hololive was after Nijisanji. But yeah,
dang.
but I got introduced to VTubers through Hololive Gen 1 debuting. And I feel like when I wanted to be a VTuber, then there weren't very many VTubers, and those that were like Artemis was getting ready to debut, and she was growing very quickly already before she debuted, which is a phenomenon that doesn't happen very much anymore. Like when Artemis, like people were so hyped for her debut. Like that was all Twitter was talking about at the time. But very quickly after I debuted, because it takes a while for your art and your rigging and stuff to get finished.
True.
Pretty quickly after I debuted, then the VTubing was starting to become, I guess, oversaturated, if you want to call it that, which a lot of people view as a negative thing. But personally, I mean, if you look at the actual like market for regular IRL streamers, there's way more of them than there are VTubers, and it's very
Yeah.
oversaturated. Or like YouTubers.
Yeah.
All
I
kids
heard a
want to become a
statistic
YouTuber when
yesterday
they grow
or a
up.
couple of days ago. There's like almost 9 million people streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
the thing is, not all people are going to become popular, and that's just kind of the way that content creation has always been. There's a lot of luck
Yeah.
involved in it. And I think it encourages having a lot of people and having a quote unquote oversaturated market encourages a lot of people to start stepping up their game. And that's how like new technology and stuff is made, is because there's competing
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, VTubers are going to keep getting better from here. That's how I say it, at least. What do
I
you guys
agree
think?
with
The
And,
one thing
like-
I've always said, about VTubing, and I mean just content creation in general, because one of my friends was just like, listen, I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. I don't know how the TikTok algorithm works. I don't know how any of the social media algorithm works. I was just like, listen, you don't have to worry about that until you're partnered or whatever the hell it is that you are.
Yeah.
But up to now, like if you're just starting, like it's a little bit like playing the lottery. Okay, you ain't. If you're not in the lottery, you're not going to win.
To some
So, what do
extent,
you want
I
me to do?
agree. To some
Like
extent,
if you're not
I agree.
making content, you're not gonna make it go viral, right?
Yeah.
That's the analogy I always trying to put into place. Is the
I
fact
agree
that,
with
like,
that.
Okay.
you got to make content in order for it to go viral. One of them may at some point go viral, but ultimately, like if you're not gonna make the stuff, it's never gonna happen, right? Nothing gets handed to you on a silver platter. I'm one of
And-
those people that if you're in a group of friends and there is one chicken wing left on that platter in the middle of everyone else of your 12 group of friends, I'm that one that's going to take the last one. I don't care about anyone else, right? And that's how it should be for
Are
content
you hungry?
creation. You should.
Are you good, Seuh?
Are you
my
hungry?
analogies are always something to do with food. Okay.
So he's
So
like, I will
basically-
steal your food. I will rob your family.
You're saying everyone should do what the wisest, or I guess the second wisest philosopher in existence said.
Right. If
Shia
you relate
LaBeouf.
everything to
Just do
food, listen. If you relate everything
No,
to
Winnie
food,
the Pooh's the
people will understand.
first wisest
Okay, fair enough.
philosopher. Shia LaBeouf is the second, and then
Oh,
Jade
all
Smith the
right,
third.
right. Just do it.
Yeah.
But here we
Just
are,
do it.
right? Saya
Yeah.
was saying, like, just make content. Don't worry about the algorithm when you first start out. But I think when you're first starting out is when it's, like, most important to worry about the algorithm if you want to grow quickly. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, making content is very important. But if you were to take a VTuber and just tell them to start posting a bunch of videos and just start, like, making a bunch of stuff for their debut and making a lot of content right off the bat and not doing anything else aside from that, they're going to be a lot less popular at the end of a few months than the one who's making content but also like introducing themselves in those like new VTuber Twitter threads, hopping on like the self-introduction trend, stuff like that, making a TikTok, stuff like that. Doing as much as you can to take advantage of not just one algorithm but a bunch of different algorithms at the same time, especially ones that you're familiar with.
But there is also a lot of people that will not even dip their toes into that water because they're afraid.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say, is the fact that like if you're afraid, you kind of just need to jump in the deep end. Like that last chicken wing on that platter is not yours until you put your hand out and reach for it.
Mate, what's with the wings, man?
Again.
Listen.
Come on, Seuh.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just saying, it's legit. It's not yours until you reach out for it.
Grab life by the chicken wing. We're gonna make like a motivational poster. Has a picture of Seuh staring off into the sunset. Grab life by the chicken wing.
That's the official title.
There you go. VPeas episode 1. Grab life by the chicken wing. I agree.
Grab life by the chicken wing.
That's a great title. But just like the lottery analogy, yeah, you have a chance of winning the lottery if you buy one lottery ticket. It's really low, but if you make an investment up front, I'm not telling people to go out and buy 1 billion lottery tickets, but if you were to do that, your chances would be a lot higher. Which is why I encourage people to actually hold off on streaming until they at least can save and get some decent audio equipment as a VTuber. I think if you have...
This is where I think we clash. Because I feel like 100% you do need to save the money in order to get great rigging, because great rigging does count for your views, because people love that stuff.
People don't want to watch crap.
Yeah, exactly. But also, like, you need to know that streaming is right for you. So you have to do those test streams. You have to.
Oh, definitely. And
stream
I would
as crap, you know.
Yeah, I'd
to
recommend
understand
doing
if it's right for you.
Yeah.
Streaming for your friends, like on a different channel, having multiple YouTube accounts that you can practice making videos on and stuff. I think that's really great. Like I always created content, like since I was like a little tiny child. I always wanted to be a YouTuber and stuff. So I've cycled through a bunch of different accounts doing different things and experimenting. And that's how I was able to get to a point where I could confidently do stuff like edit videos for people and give them advice on how to grow their own channels and not feel like I didn't know what I was talking about. So I feel like stuff like that. And also, depending on who you are, you may not financially be able to afford to get an Iron Vertex model and like a super nice microphone or something.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But just whatever investment you can afford to make up front to the best of your ability, I think you should do. Basically, worry about quality over quantity at the beginning. And don't listen to Seuh.
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree with that, because
and leave the chicken wing for your friends like a decent human being.
And there's so many
there's
so many talents and VTubers out there that have professional quality that you are trying to essentially compete with. And so if your level of excellence is not on par with theirs, it will be a tougher break for that person. For sure. So, yeah.
Sort of off topic, but a lot of people have been worried about the, I don't know, it's not a word. We're gonna make up a word. Corporatization of VTubers.
Oh, come on, man. Get out.
Corporatification.
Elaborate.
A bunch of people are worried about it. So, like, for
Elaborate.
example, Samsung created their, like, virtual e-girl that everyone simped over for a little bit.
Yeah.
Was that official?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was something they put out. I don't think they're actually going to do
I
it.
heard it
but
wasn't official.
It was just a thing that they.
It was
put
like
out,
a concept
like,
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But that, and then, like, for example, KFC talked about making a VTuber for a while. Sony's doing their VTuber thing.
With who? Colonel Sanders?
Yeah, they were going to make a Colonel Sanders VTuber. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but I think they should, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, that's beside the point. People are worried about that.
You just want the chicken wing, Seuh.
But Seuh plays all of his games that he streams on the KF console, confirmed.
Oh my gosh.
But people are afraid that this is going to like ruin VTubers forever. But all I want to say is every time that companies have tried to do this with the popular trend in the past, take like Wendy's commercials, for example, where Wendy's makes these commercials where they're like the spiciest meme lord. And he like points at his chicken sandwich and he's like, this is lit. Like that's what it's going to be. Corporate VTubers are going to be that. And we have absolutely, they're not going to be competition for VTubers that actually do research and don't just throw a bunch of money into it and hope for the best.
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
So So on that topic, where do you guys think this is going to go in the future? Let's say 1 year in the future.
1 year in the future.
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean by this? As in VTubing in general?
I think VTubing as a whole. Like, what's it going to look like in the future?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think VTubing, maybe not in a year, maybe in about 2 years will be the norm. Okay, we won't have the BBC going, this is freaky. We'll have the BBC going, oh, this is normal.
Oh yeah.
Okay? I think in about 2 years it'll be the norm because
it's like anime is pretty much mainstream now. VTubing.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's very
when I was growing
now.
up, anime was hella nerdy.
I agree
same.
with you.
And
I was one of the people
now
that
it's like
thought it was
normal.
nerdy.
I think
Now,
you're a nerd,
now
idiot.
everyone is like normal.
Sorry.
Wow.
No, I mean, I'm gonna be
why am I
honest with you,
even
like,
in this podcast? Why am I in this
I didn't
podcast?
even start watching anime until October. Essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, Remi's a little fetus baby. Remi's
And
a little
so-
child.
I mean, I did grow up like watching Naruto, but that show's kind of like
Wait,
Americanized.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Is that what's Naruto?
Exactly. So it's been it's been pretty Americanized for the most part, but
Yeah.
like I didn't actually like
Naruto,
constantly
Pokemon,
watch-
Beyblades are like the three that were like
I don't think they
Americanized.
should count as much.
Digimon.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch those. I just watched Naruto as an anime show because I grew up like watching Friends and Die Hard and as the movie, and so like my I watched whatever my dad watched, and he watches a lot of
Hot
action
take.
movies.
Hot take. People that watch Digimon instead of Pokemon and fought over that as a child are the same people that listen to like indie bands now and are like, you wouldn't understand my music taste.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even watch anime. Started watching anime until October, and so just being more into it, I'm personally seeing more, I guess, anime fans become more mainstream, and people are also aware of it. I can see that on TikTok as well. It's becoming more and more mainstream for sure.
I think there's going to be a big diversification of VTubers. Right now, it seems like there's a lot of different VTubers that do different things, but most of the time they're kind of the same type of person. I don't know if that makes sense, but like we all have pretty similar personalities and interests. But if you look at like the anime community, like 9 years ago, or I don't know how long ago it was, but there was the meme of that ad for Sakura-con that was like all the people that are like, I like anime, I read manga, and it's like these like super ultra mega weebs sitting at this lunch table, and it was super cringy. Like now, if you look at the anime community, most of it's just normal people that are just going through life, and they also happen to like anime. I think VTubing is going to be a very similar thing. Not saying that all VTubers are super ultra mega weebs, but but like we all have a very similar personality for the time being, and I think there's going to be a lot more like it or not, we're going to see people like Pokimane, mainstream streamers becoming VTubers, and it's going to become a very normal thing at that point.
Poki already has like a VTuber avatar. She doesn't use it often. But
She got so much hate for it that she stopped, but eventually she's going to stop getting hate for it, and it's just going to be normal.
Yeah. Sorry, my VTuber studio was just having a good time. Basically, what I'm saying is that like, I don't think there's anything wrong for content creators in general to be like, hey, listen, you know what? I'm gonna bridge the gap between VTuber and all virtual avatar versus IRL. I have a lot of people that I know that do bridge the gap between the two of them. And I think the beautiful thing in general about VTubing is that the restrictions are removed. So you can do whatever the hell you like. If you want to be part, IRL streamer versus VTuber, heck yeah, why not? If you want to be like VTuber plus OnlyFans IRL, like why the heck not? Like this is the beauty about VTubing in general, is that like all of that is removmoved.
So Seuh the simp returns.
Once
again to talk about OnlyFans and being stepped on by a hedgehog.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Just follow my OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/VPeas Podcast.
Oh my god.
They're gonna want us to make this now. This is gonna be a thing.
The one fear I have for Remi is that people are gonna draw an NSFW image of
Don't
me.
blame me when
Listen,
we
it's
start
gonna
seeing
happen.
tweets,
It's gonna
VP's
happen.
fan art of all of us being on OnlyFans.
If I
posting
see a naked
weird
pic
content.
of Remi, if someone draws a naked pic of Remi, I don't know what to think of that. I'm
I
sorry.
encourage you to draw a naked pic of Remi.
No,
All right,
no,
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Everybody
Right.
to draw
I don't
an
care.
NSFW of Remi.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to commission NSFW art of Minty, but if somebody wants to make NSFW art of Minty, they put a lot of time and effort into making that art.
True that.
Of a character that I made. So it really warms my heart to see it no matter what the art is.
100.
So yeah, I think you
Listen,
should draw Remi naked. I'll appreciate
None
it.
of us- none
I'm
of us-
wholesome, all right?
Listen, none of
Doesn't
us.
mean
I'm
your
just
fans
gonna
are
say,
wholesome. You can't control them. They're wild
true.
beasts.
None of us are gonna deny the
I'm as
passion
spicy
that
as
you
milk,
have.
boy.
Remi is the spiciest meme lord.
None of us are gonna deny the passion that you have for all of us three. Specifically
Absolutely,
Remi.
especially Remi.
But
Remi's viewers are 97% female, and they all adore
That's it.
him. And
Yeah,
the
exactly.
artists are gonna start drawing naked Remi.
Oh,
Self-insert ship art, dojins of Remi.
uh-oh.
All I ask is that you don't leave the rest of us out. I don't want to be lonely.
Oh,
Anyways, moving on to a less dangerous topic. Actually, I had nothing else to move on to. We're stuck.
yeah,
We're stuck
I'm
with
trying
naked
to hang on,
Remi.
hang on.
This is all we have.
We got a voice actor, we got an audio engineer, and I'm out here with a freaking $150 mic. So you know what?
do you know how much my mic cost? $100.
We're not going to talk about how much my mic
Done.
costs. We're going to move on.
We're
not gonna talk about how much my entire setup
Why
costs.
am I
We're
even in
good.
this podcast? Why am I the host for today? Because everything that I'm saying is just getting fucking thrown out the window.
All I'm saying is, say it.
Why is
Before
this
the
a thing?
podcast started, you said your only purpose here was as the token British guy, and I reassured you. I told you have lots of purposes here, and all of those still stand. I think you are a very important part of this podcast. You bring great stuff to it, and your opinions are very
Bring
valued
a
here.
fucking
It
angry
gives us a
British
fresh
accent. This is
perspective.
what it is. I lose my T's. Listen, what else do you fucking want? You want swearing? I'll give you swearing. I'll give you all the shit.
All right, Say is having a mental breakdown. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the VPeas podcast.
I hate this. Why am I here? Somebody, listen.
Oh.
So, listen. Okay, wait. If we're
All
gonna
right.
end this, we'll have to end this properly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's end it properly. Saya,
What's
vent your
properly?
anger.
Hang on.
Vent
What
your
what
anger,
is a
Saya.
proper ending?
I will turn myself into a punching bag. I'm ready.
Like, subscribe, and follow. What
Oh.
are our social medias?
All right, Saya. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Listen,
You're
my
a
VTuber
great host.
studio is having the worst time right now. I'm
You're
just saying.
on
You're gonna have a
It's
fun
just-
time
and
editing this.
YouTube.
I'm just saying.
Follow us on Twitter.
And YouTube.
Wow. Listen, I don't sound like that.
No, Remi was copying your accent, so I was copying Remi.
Hey, I live in Australia. All right, I can do that.
Listen, I live in California, so and I've never left.
I had a full on conversation in one of my streams the other day about how Californians are just cowboys.
What?
That's
why don't you-
that's like the opposite of correct.
If anybody's a cowboy, it's me. I'm in Texas.
No,
Remi
because it's like-
has been to Texas and Australia. He is the most cowboy
In
ever.
California. I lived in LA for a while too.
Central California is cowboys, but North and South are not at all. Southern California is
Something
bobas
about it
and
being
longboards.
in the West or something like that. I don't know.
No. When people say the West, they're talking about West in comparison to the original American colonies. So that's like now central, not Central America, but like Texas.
Southwest.
Yeah. Southwest,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so like Texas, Nevada, Alabama.
Nevada's
No.
California.
All right, Saya, you do not know the layout of the states in the United States at
Oh
all.
my god. Oh my god.
Texas and Nevada are not even remotely close to each other. All right.
Oh my
This is what
god.
people told me in my streams, okay?
Okay,
Oh my
to be
God.
to be
People-
fair,
people in your streams are
anyone
wrong.
outside the U.S. they automatically picture Texas being the entire South.
To be fair, Texas is 90% of
Yeah.
the South. It's huge, but
It's massive.
California's big, like lengthwise.
What are they gonna do? I live in Dallas, so from LA to Dallas, that was a 19-hour drive.
Yeah.
Isn't Dallas, Texas?
Yes. That's what he's saying. LA's not in Texas, though, in case you didn't know that. LA's in California, which is not where cowboys live.
No.
We'll put it this way. He went where the boba drinking, longboarding buff guys live to where the cowboys live. That's where he went.
The boba drinking
wait.
tough cowboys.
No,
To where the wild things are.
This is the argument I was saying, is that like I didn't think California were cowboys, but people were telling me they were. But I was like, I thought they were all hipsters.
That's Oregon. All right, listen. Stereotypes aside. Stereotypes
Oregon, where they don't
aside.
pump their own gas.
Yeah. Stereotypes aside, there's cowboys everywhere. They hide in corners. They come out of the crevices in the walls with their spurs and their cowboy hats. No matter what city you live in, at least once in your lifetime, you're going to see a person that you have never met before riding a horse down the street for no reason. Even if you're in downtown San Francisco, there's going to be one
Usually a
dude
cop.
on a horse.
I mean, I like horses. I'd ride a horse if I knew how to ride one.
But cowboys aren't that common. They're not really a thing. They're more like, yeah, they're like a little subculture of people that exist, kind of.
Yeah.
The truth is, the only cowboy in this call is Seuh. Seuh is a cowboy that works at the BBC, and that's what you should take away from this episode.
Listen, I'm the only cowboy that works here
At the BBC.
in the video games industry.
Seuh works in the video games industry, guys. All right, if there's one thing you need to take away from this podcast, it's that Seuh works in the video games industry. We're very excited for the future, and that V Shoujo should be on this podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Iron Mouse, my DMs are open. Also, anyone in Trash Taste, you don't have to be a VTuber to be on this podcast, as long as you're sexy as hell. All right.
Listen, you've been tuning in to Remi, Minty, and Seuh. Thank you for tuning into VPeas Podcast, and you can follow us at Twitter at VPeas Podcast.
And
I
where
don't know
else?
all our socials.
And on
So, there you
YouTube.
go.
That again.
Listen
And
to it on
YouTube.
Spotify.
What's our YouTube? Somebody.
Probably VPs or VPs Podcast. I don't know. We haven't made one yet. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know the title. If not, go to our Twitter and it'll be on
This is
there.
our first episode. This is why our first episode.
Yeah, this is our first episode. We're recording it before we even exist yet. We're not here. Anyway, Seuh doesn't know our social medias, so Twitter, at VP's Podcast, Instagram, also at VP's Podcast, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you want to listen to your podcasts, we're there. And you will never escape us. We're like bed bugs
100.
or cockroaches. We've infested.
Yes.
And we will steal
Did you call me a
your-
cockroach?
No, only the first half of the word. Not the last half. I'm sorry if I offended you.
Nah.
And we will steal your wife and husband. Thank you.
What?